CFTC believes Bitcoin can double in price under the regulatory's oversight. So at the beginning, I hyped up, if this happens, this meaning that CFTC basically has full control over Bitcoin. And they said they wanted full control over Ethereum too, which they are battling the SEC with. But overall, CFTC already has control over Bitcoin. So I don't quite get this, because Bitcoin has already been deemed a commodity. It's not being challenged by the SEC. It's not being challenged by anyone. So the CFTC already controls Bitcoin futures. So I don't know what this is really all about. I think there are other things that they want to take control over. For example, spot Bitcoin ETFs. But that is seen as a security, which is why the SEC is still the agency in charge of it. But if CFTC does control everything about Bitcoin, then the spot ETFs should also belong to CFTC, at least their oversight. I don't mean it belongs to CFTC. I'm just saying the oversight. But yeah, so that's what the CFTC is saying. And to quote them, these incumbent institutions in the space, crypto space, sees a massive opportunity for institutional inflows that will only occur if there's regulatory structure around these markets. And you know who else said that? Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary's been saying this for quite some time. Kevin O'Leary somehow works with a lot of foreign pension funds and funds overall, and he's been saying that if we get more regulatory clarity, that there will be billions upon billions come in overnight and can skyrocket Bitcoin back to its previous highs literally within one day if we had more regulatory clarity. So I think they're onto something. We need that clarity, and also we need to get Gary Gensler out of the SEC. That's what we need to get. But yeah, so can it happen? Sure. Can it happen even without the CFTC? Sure, because we're talking about double in price. You double Bitcoin's price right now, it's 40,000. Is 40,000 below our previous high? Yes. So I don't know if the chair meant double in price from the 70,000 to 140,000. Maybe that's what he meant, but Bitcoin will get through this even without regulatory clarity. But it definitely helps with it, because a lot of money from these funds, they will not enter unless there is clarity. All right, and speaking of Kevin O'Leary, I was pointing to this. He basically thinks that JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon is still very threatened. You know, Jamie Dimon was very against Bitcoin, then kind of became quiet and said, I don't want to talk about Bitcoin. But recently, he again said Bitcoin and everything else operates like a Ponzi, so I don't trust any of it, even though JP Morgan, their analysts, their wealth advisors, they all participate in some kind of crypto activity, whether it's custodian service or advisory or even trading. They have trading desks too. I mean, his own company, he's saying such bad things, yet his own bank, his own company is still operating as if he didn't say those things. So it's like saying one thing and doing another, right? But anyways, Kevin O'Leary thinks that he's just threatened because the payment industry is going to be disrupted by Bitcoin, Lightning Network, blockchain, distributed ledgers, and there's no way to stop it. But that is why JP Morgan is so threatened by it, or not JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon is so threatened by it, right? I agree. What else is there? Let's see. Stan Druckenmiller says distrust in central banks could lead to crypto renaissance. This is what I've been saying for a long time. It's just I don't have cool buzzwords like renaissance. But you know, people around the world, maybe not everyone's in tune to what's going on, but many are in tune to what's going on. And of course, if you're in tune to what's going on, crypto is not the Ponzi's here. The central banks and money and the financial system, they're the giant Ponzi's. And if you truly understand that, then you know that you need to get into something better. The mistrust is going to skyrocket as things get worse around the world, right? So can this lead to a crypto renaissance? Sure. Sure it can. So it's got to be patient. World one day will learn about Bitcoin. It started already. It's going to get more and more and more and more intense and more adoption and more of everything. Lastly, this could also be good for crypto and Bitcoin, although it's Russia doing this, where Russian exchanges ready to launch international crypto payments, because recently Russia said that they will accept crypto for payments. So now Russian exchanges are getting ready for it. So are we going to see an influx of buying because maybe some countries or companies want to do business with Russia? Are we going to see that soon? Maybe. If so, we're going to see an influx, a huge influx of buying soon, right? So we'll see. If you look at some of these other things, like, you know, a lot of these charts and metrics and models all show that we are at the bottom. We're at the tail end of a bear market, something that I don't like to say often, but you can see, you know, we're pretty much at the same point. Looking at previous bear markets before for Bitcoin, we're right at the same spot, even though it's been iffy. But you know what? What do they say? It always gets, it's the darkest before dawn, right? Good things happen afterwards. And I do believe that is coming. What else is there? I mean, you look at this number of addresses sending to exchanges, still very, very, very low. No one really wants to sell Bitcoin right now. Outside of whales and whale manipulation, there's no retail investors trying to sell Bitcoin at this point. It would just be absolutely silly. And most retail investors that were thinking about selling already done so, and they're already out of the market. So it's not, it makes sense. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a few other things. One other thing that doesn't relate to Bitcoin, but it relates to crypto as a whole. And I'm surprised to hear this. A lot of you guys know in the US for New York, they have what's called a bit license. It's like an additional license placed upon exchanges and any company that deals with Bitcoin. And is very, very strict, which is why some exchanges do not operate in New York. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin and crypto for the first time and you don't know where to get started, head over to CryptosRus.com and click on the best exchange guide. Within, you'll find a list of exchanges that I recommend and some that I use on a daily basis. Head over to CryptosRus.com or utilize the links in the description of this video.